Good morning, everybody. So my name is John Perrin, Director of UK of Core AI. I'm here to talk about how to automate and not alienate customers and agents with digital and voice assistants. So it's lovely to meet you from all around the world. I'm actually based in the UK, miles away from Edinburgh, and about 500 miles on the south coast of Bournemouth. So I was going to say sunny Bournemouth, but it's raining. So let me just, it's a very long subject title and I've only got like 15 minutes, so it's going to be a pretty high level. So let me just go through the purpose and what we're going to talk about today. Just one second. So if you're not familiar with Core, we're pretty much categorized as a conversational AI player. And we've been doing that for probably about 9 years now. But reality is, we are about delivering experiences to three sets of stakeholders. So customers, employees, and agents across both voice and digital channels. So when people are investing in our technology, that's actually the net result, is that we're improving that experience across those three stakeholders. So if you look at those three stakeholders, I'm conscious we've only literally got 15 minutes. So I try to frame what we're going to cover today. So if we just take an example of our I guess our technology stack. If you look at on far right employee experience, we've got products like HR Assist and IT Assist. So HR Assist is a classic product where if you want to raise a request for paternity leave or expenses, it's ultimately a launch pad in conversational AI to deliver those standard intents. The purpose of today is to talk about two aspects. One is the customer experience, which is Smart Assist, and then obviously Agent Assist, which is around the contact center supporting the agents. So I'm relatively new, unlike a lot of people on this conference, to conversational AI. I've been in the sector for a couple of years, but what's interesting is Gartner last year, they made this statement, and I've seen a few of these statements actually yesterday where people were talking about, and it talks about the use case for conversational AI, and it talks about two areas, which is the customer service area with the consumer and the agent assisted area. Now, both those two use cases, it's certainly, I'm ultimately at the coal face. It's something, if I look at this year, I would say that's probably conservative. I think probably about 60–70% of current use cases around this type of technology are in both those sectors. Now, if we think about a contact center, this slide probably could have been created 20, 30 years ago with the same sort of challenges. And it's interesting, I was at a virtual event last week and I had a chance to ask for a show of hands, but if you think about it, when's the last time you've called a contact center and had a wow moment, had an experience where you went, that was brilliant? Generally, it's not. And it's 2022 and the experiences aren't great. I was in Florida a week ago and I was flying back and there was obviously those storms. So I had to change my ticket and I get the number, and it was just a really painful process to try and change my ticket, which should have been quite straightforward. And I just think, where we are with contact centers and the move towards digital channels, a lot of things about long hold and wait times, they need to be, it's such a hot topic that we need to get better and better at giving people well moments, because I think we go into calling a contact center with a sense of apprehension that we're probably not going to have a good experience, which it makes even tougher for the end client to optimize that experience. So these challenges have been here for a very long time. And if you think about what are the underlying drivers for businesses in actually embracing AI, there's lots of things. We can talk about reduction AHT, we can talk about deflection, but it does come down to having a better experience. When you're banking with some of these new breed banks and you're speaking to people, it's got to be a brilliant experience. And I'm not saying our solution solves all those problems, but it's certainly a good step in the right direction. So touching on the consumer side, so I want to just talk about, we have a product called Smart Assist. It's a real mouthful, but it's basically an end-to-end AI native contact center. And, you know, people often ask us, what's the point of difference, with where we stand and what the marketplace is. And that's really simple. We live and breathe AI for 9 years. And so it's not an afterthought. So if you look at some of these amazing enterprise solutions like Salesforce, I just saw their conference, Workday, ServiceNow, they're layering on conversational AI platforms. We're building this from the ground up, and that is a real big point of difference. So I want to talk you through the journey, how Smart Assist operates. So if you think about the consumer's coming in to the contact center, and they've got two routes. They can either use the voice or they can use digital. It doesn't make a difference to our platform. It will hit our gateway, and then there'll be obviously some ASRs and TTS on both sides of that. And the main thing is it will do the intent detection. So the call will come in, or the chat will come in, it will recognize the intent. And, we can talk about intent detection, NLP engines, machine learning. It's a big, deep topic. But that actually fundamentally is where the magic happens in terms of performance, because if we don't get that right, then later on in that journey, nothing else is going to function. So it's a huge component of this whole solution is the intent detection. So once we recognize the intent, it's going to do a couple of things. It's going to see, can we automate this process? And when we talk about automation, we talk about containment rate percentages. Personally, I think we just need to be very careful about, what is your containment rate percentage, because it doesn't ultimately tell you whether the customer had a good journey. The problem's been solved, the issue's been solved, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it was a great journey for them. So we look and see if we can automate that intent and we fulfill that request. And if we can't, then we're going to do a couple of things. Or we're going to deflect it to an agent or a chat agent, and then we're going to look at the agent piece. So if we just look at the automation, which is utopia really, it's can we automate these questions coming in. If we look at automation, I've just put through here a couple of examples how we look at routing this. So there's three examples here. One is close my account, one is change my holiday hours, and one is change my address. So if you look at change my address or update my address, it's probably easy just to deflect to a chat channel, whether that's WhatsApp or MSS, it doesn't make a difference. If it's holiday hours, well, that's perfect. We can just automate that and contain that within the chat. And again, if we see something like, the words around close my account or terminate my account or unhappy, that's an immediate opportunity to transfer to that agent. And the agent then obviously in a consultative manner can understand what's the problem, be creative in addressing that, hopefully looking at trying to retain them as a customer during that process. So the automation piece is really important. So when you're calling into your virtual assistant and you go, hey, John, I've got a problem with my account, or I want to change my holiday hours, it's that flow on the automation at the upfront piece is really important to nail right. If we can't, then we're going to be moving to an agent. And that's where I don't say fortunately or unfortunately, I've spent only about 3 weeks in a contact center a long time ago. It wasn't a good experience for them or I, but so it's painful. And again, it's not a lot better than in 2022. But the point on the right is really important. What Microsoft said actually this year, end of last year, is that customers feel that the agents don't have the knowledge to resolve a problem. Well, that's frustrating from both sides. I'm a consumer and I'm not getting the answers I need. And the agent, maybe for no fault of their own, isn't able to serve that customer correctly. And that's frustrating. And that could be a reason they could be new to the job. It could be a different system, etc. So supporting the agents is actually critical and really more important as we go forward. So we have a product called Agent Assist. And the way to look at Agent Assist is it's like a virtual assistant sitting on your shoulder. It's like a buddy, it's like a coach. So as the call's coming in to the agent, it's listening in. It's listening in real time, really closely to what the consumer is saying. And the beauty of this is that over time, we can obviously get better and better, but immediately, because it's listening to the intent and understanding what the questions are, it's resurfacing in real time the top 3, 4, 5 actions that the agent should be suggesting to the consumer? Well, the agent may know this answer already, so just a great verification. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. So, Mr. Customer, thank you. Yeah, this is how you need to solve that problem. But again, if the agent's new, then what a great learning tool or coaching tool to support them in their journey. And likewise, so in the UK, I've had to change my number plate, and we all know DVLA and going through that process. So the second point is if I'm calling up and I'm mentioning I need to change my DVO 105 form, whatever that form is, again, your buddy, your coach is listening in real time and resurfacing all the information, and whether it's T's and C's, whether it's the correct documentation, so that when they're speaking to the agent on their console, it's got the information that they need to share with them. So it makes it far more enjoyable for the agent to support that consumer. And like I said, it gets more intelligent over time. And things like wrap-up options. So if anybody's come from a sales background, you can all probably appreciate this. You have a sales call and then you write all your notes and they're all brilliant. And then the director, the VP of sales will tell you to, have you put them on HubSpot? Have you put them up on Salesforce? And then eventually over time, you forget about them, but you have to upload them. That's exactly the same what Agent Assist. It will actually wrap up the cool notes, the key points. It'll wrap up and just publish that, and you just approve it or modify it. So Agent Assist is a really, really powerful tool to make the agents more effective and their journey more enjoyable, supporting their consumers. So, and the benefits. This is a pretty sort of straightforward slide, but I think point two is if you can just resolve questions faster, more effectively, then everything else happens in the background. You get better consumers, better feedback, better customers, and that experience is so much more important. Conscious of time, so I was going to go through a couple of examples of use cases, but I'm just conscious I've literally only got like 3 or 4 minutes. So there's a bit of a sales slide, so ignore the top numbers. The bottom numbers are a couple of examples of our customers. I just want to share two examples of how customers are using this type of technology. So if you look at a company like Deutsche Bank, they started very small with us, with one in particular internal use case around HR. And over time, that journey is grown, expired, not expired, but really grown to the fact that we think we've got about 9 different use cases internally now. Whereas if you look at someone like Citibank, they use our technology for just their consumers, and now they're looking internally. So offline, please come back to me later at some other point, but I'd love to get into a deeper conversation about some of these real life use cases, how we delight customers, how we delight the agents, and also how we delight employees. So I'll pause there for a couple of seconds. I'm hoping and praying that everybody has listened, has been listening. So if there's any questions, feel free to, I think I can put it into my chat here, but if there's any questions, let me know. I can't see any questions yet, but I really appreciate the time. Sorry it's such a short session. Please contact us if you need any more information, and we'd love to have that conversation with you.